tips and techniques for stenting the angle with iStent Inject W. Trabecular microbypass implants are indicated for IOP control in mild to moderate open-angle glaucoma. iStent Inject are the smallest titanium devices available to stent the angle. These are heparin-coated biocompatible implants and are MRI conditional. iStent Inject W is the modified version of second-generation iStent, similar to iStent Inject with a wider flange. In this video, we shall demonstrate the procedure of iStent Inject W performed along with the cataract surgery in a patient with moderate POAG. The instruments required are cohesive viscoelastic, iStent Inject W device and intraoperative gonio lenses. We shall demonstrate a few here. This is a conventional Swan-Jacob direct gonio lens. The concave surface rests on the cornea and the flat surface faces the surgeon to see the angle. This is a disposable gonio lens that has a self-retaining surface and requires minimal support for holding the lens while operating. Another gonio lens called iPrism S has a wider surface and expands the field of view of the angle. It eliminates the device interference at the incision during surgery. This is the injector system of the iStent Inject W. This blue button is used to retract the sleeve from the trocar, and the black one is used to inject the device on the trabecular meshwork. This is how the tip of the injector looks like. After retracting the sleeve, two stents are seen housed on the trocar. Now let's see the surgery. Here, the capsulorhexis is being performed using a cystitome. Then the phacoemulsification is performed using direct chop technique, following which a toric lens is being implanted in the bag. After cataract surgery, the pupil is constricted using intracameral pilocarpine so as to keep the iris away from the angle for better visualization. Then the anterior chamber is formed with cohesive viscoelastics so that there are no corneal folds. The corneal surface is covered with methyl cellulose while arranging for the microscope and the patient's position. Now the alignment of the patient's head and microscope should be done. The surgeon is sitting temporally. Patient's head is rotated 25 to 30 degrees away from the surgeon, and the microscope is tilted 25 to 30 degrees towards the surgeon. The concept being that the surgeon's eye, microscope and the angle of the patient's eye are aligned in the same axis for easy visibility and surgery. The tilt can be adjusted based on the angle visibility for a given patient. The gonio lens is then placed after using cohesive viscoelastic on the cornea to see the angle structures. One should make sure to get an en face view of the angle. The iStent injector is then inserted through the main incision. As one reaches near the angle, the sleeve is retracted. The tip of the trocar is then placed on the trabecular meshwork and the TM is slightly tented. The implant is then injected by pressing the black button. Once the stent is implanted, the tip is retracted towards the center and then the black button is released. Now, the second stent is implanted 2 to 3 clock hours away in a similar fashion. The trocar and the injector are then withdrawn from the main incision. Both the stents are seen here well placed in the nasal angle. To check the functioning of the iStent, trypan blue dye is injected near the stent to observe the effect on the drainage channels. One can see filling of the veins with blue color, ensuring that the stent is working. After this, the blood and the viscoelastics are removed using irrigation and aspiration. While hydrating the side pots, one can observe blanching of vessels near the area of stents and the fluid under conjunctiva on intraoperative OCT, suggesting their functionality. This is the second post-operative day picture of the eye showing two stents in the nasal angle. One is covered with the blood. However, this usually disappears on its own as seen on the 8th post-operative picture. Let's demonstrate certain intraoperative situations where there was suboptimal implantation of the eye stent and how did we manage them. Let's see the first scenario. Here the first eye stent got over-implanted. In such situation, one should go ahead and implant the second one as planned and then address the first one. A blunt instrument like iris repositor can be used to retract the TM tissue from the stent surface. In the second scenario, the first one got implanted well, but the second one was under-implanted. As you can see the tilt of the flange. This can be pushed gently back in position in the Schlemm's canal using iris repositor or the tip of the injector. Now here, while withdrawing the injector after eye stent implantation, the stent also came along due to trocar bias and was lying loose in the anterior chamber. This stent can be picked up using microforceps, can be kept on a sponge to avoid slippage, and can be threaded back into the injector. It can be re-implanted using the same injector, as each injector has 2 extra clicks for the implantation. Another scenario where one of the eye stent got injected in the wrong position, that is onto the scleral spur, as you can see in the red circle. This can be removed using the microforceps. It can be re-threaded back into the trocar and re-implanted using the same injector. The key points to remember for a successful procedure is to understand the anatomy of the angle, learn to work under high magnification, achieve optimum visualization, practice gonioscopy working position, and acquire procedure-specific skills. Thank you.